The world is screaming for your attention, isn't it? Every notification, every trend, every must-watch show is a tiny thread, pulling you further from the life you know you should be building. You get to the end of the day feeling drained, scattered, and like you're always one step behind, wondering where all your energy went. You feel busy, but not productive, connected, but somehow completely alone. You're definitely moving, but are you going in the right direction? What if you could just cut those threads? What if you could silence all the external noise, the relentless pressure, the curated perfection on social media, and redirect all that wasted energy inward? This isn't about another list of resolutions you'll abandon by February. This is about a fundamental shift in your psychology. It's an ancient operating system for the mind that's more relevant now, in our world of non-stop distraction, than ever before. I'm going to show you a simple Stoic mindset shift that will help you tune out the external world and build your most focused, disciplined, and successful year yet. 2026 isn't just another year. It's your comeback year. If you do this, let's be honest, the modern world is designed to domesticate your attention. It's a full-blown economy built on harvesting your focus. Every algorithm is engineered to learn your impulses better than you do, feeding you a perfectly tailored diet of outrage, desire, and distraction. Social media, which started as a tool for connection, has become a machine for chaos, comparison, and a constant, low-grade anxiety. You scroll through the highlight reels of other people's lives, and that little voice in your head whispers, "I'm falling behind." You get tangled up in online arguments about things happening thousands of miles away, things you have zero control over, and you can literally feel your energy draining away like sand through your fingers. The result is a quiet crisis of the self. We're living in a state of chronic distraction, with our minds trained to react, not to choose. We mistake this constant motion for actual progress. We tell ourselves we're staying informed when we're really just marinating in negativity. We say we're relaxing by binge-watching a series, but it's a hollow kind of rest that leaves us feeling even more drained. This isn't just a bad habit. It's the slow erosion of your personal freedom. Your goals, your dreams, your peace of mind, they're all being auctioned off to the highest bidder, one click at a time. You feel it, don't you? That sense that your true potential is being squandered, that the person you could be is buried under a mountain of trivial nonsense. You have the ambition, but your energy is scattered. You want to change, but your willpower is exhausted by 1,000 tiny decisions every single day. This is what happens when you live with an unguarded mind in a world that wants to colonize it. The cost isn't just wasted time, it's a wasted life. But it doesn't have to be this way. The answer isn't another productivity app or some trendy life hack. The solution is to fundamentally change your relationship with the world outside. It's about building an inner citadel, a fortress in your mind that can't be touched by the chaos. This is the core of Stoicism, not as a dusty old philosophy, but as a practical, psychological toolkit for living in the modern world. The great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, Epictetus, a former slave, Seneca, a powerful statesman, they lived in a world just as chaotic and unpredictable as ours. They dealt with plagues, political backstabbing, exile, and constant threats. And through it all, they developed a system for cultivating inner peace, resilience, and true effectiveness. Their secret was a profound psychological shift, relentlessly distinguishing between what's in our control and what's not, and then pouring every single ounce of energy into what is. This sounds simple, I know, but it's probably the most powerful mindset shift you can possibly make. It's the conscious decision to stop wasting your life force on things you can't influence. Other people's opinions, the stock market, social media drama, the past, the future, and to channel it with laser precision into the only things you truly command: your thoughts, your choices, your actions, and your will. This is the shift that takes you from being a reactive leaf blown around by the winds of society to a deeply rooted oak that stands firm no matter the weather. For 2026 to be your comeback year, you have to stop trying to control the storm outside and start commanding the ship within. Here's how you do it. The 5 Stoic principles for a comeback year principle. 1. Master the dichotomy of control, reclaim your energy. It all starts with what the Stoic philosopher Epictetus called the chief task in life, separating everything into 2 columns: what's up to us and what's not up to us. In the not up to us column, you'll find almost all external events. What other people think of you, whether they reply to your email, if you get that promotion, how the economy is doing, the political climate. The modern world wants you to obsess over this column. It feeds you endless information about these things, making you feel like your outrage or your opinion is a form of control. It's not. It's a trap. Worrying about things you can't control is, as Seneca put it, a form of self-imposed punishment. Now, in the up to us column, the list is much shorter, but it's infinitely more powerful. Your choices, your judgments, your effort, your attitude, how you respond to things, and the values you decide to live by. This is your kingdom. This is where all your power lies. Making 2026 your comeback year starts right here, with a ruthless audit of where your energy is going. Every minute you spend doom scrolling is a minute you're not spending honing your craft. Every ounce of emotional energy you invest in arguing with a stranger online is energy you're not investing in your real relationships. Every moment of anxiety about a future you can't predict is a moment stolen from the present action that can actually shape it. And every moment of anxiety about a past that you can't change is a moment stolen from your presence in the here and now. So how do you actually practice this? First, start paying attention to your own thoughts. When you feel anxiety, anger, or frustration, just pause. Ask yourself, is the thing causing this feeling inside my control or outside of it? If it's outside your control, like a traffic jam or a rude comment, recognize that your emotional reaction is optional. You can see the event without letting it destroy your inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Second, turn off the noise. Your attention is your most valuable asset, and you're giving it away for free. Unfollow accounts that consistently make you feel angry or less than. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Curate what you consume as ruthlessly as a museum. Curator chooses which artifacts to display. Ask yourself, does consuming this make me a better, stronger, or wiser person? If the answer is no, get rid of it. The goal isn't ignorance, it's deliberate focus. It's realizing that your power doesn't come from knowing everything happening in the world, but from mastering your own corner of it. By focusing only on what you control, you stop leaking energy and start stockpiling it. This stockpile becomes the fuel for your comeback. It's the power you'll use to build, to create, and to transform everything. Principle 2. Detach from outcomes and marry the process. Our society is obsessed with outcomes. We celebrate the overnight success, the viral hit, the championship trophy. We fixate on the destination, and because of that, we live in a constant state of anxiety about getting there. We think, I'll finally be happy when I get the promotion, or I'll feel successful when I hit 100,000 subscribers. The Stoics taught a more powerful, more sustainable path to success and peace of mind. Fall in love with the process and detach completely from the outcome. The outcome, after all, is never fully in your control. You can write the best book of your life, but you can't control if it becomes a bestseller. You can give a flawless presentation, but you can't control if you land the client. Chaining your happiness to an outcome you don't command is a recipe for misery. The process, however, that is entirely yours. The effort you put in, the character you build, the discipline you cultivate, those are the rewards that no one can ever take from you. The Stoics believed that success without integrity was just failure in disguise. Real success is living with virtue, day in and day out, no matter the external applause. This shift in mindset is so liberating. When you let go of the outcome, you free yourself from the fear of failure and the anxiety of disappointment. You can act boldly because your self-worth isn't on the line. Your job is simply to do the work to the absolute best of your ability. The results will be what they will be. For 2026, make this your mantra and enter it into the comments below. My job is the effort, not the result. So how do you practice this? First, redefine your goals. Instead of, I want to lose 30 pounds, a goal that can be derailed by things outside your control, reframe it as a process. I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and eat whole foods at every meal. You have 100% control over that. The weight loss is just a byproduct. Instead of, I want to get a promotion, focus on, I will consistently deliver excellent work and act with integrity in every single interaction. The promotion is a potential consequence, not the goal itself. Second, practice what Marcus Aurelius called turning the obstacle into the way. When you hit a setback, a rejection, a mistake, a failure, the process-oriented mind doesn't see a dead end. It sees feedback. It's a chance to learn, adapt, and get stronger. A failed project becomes a lesson in strategy. A tough conversation becomes training in communication. The obstacle doesn't block the path. It is the path. By focusing on the process, you're playing a game you can always win. Every day you show up and do the work with discipline, you've succeeded. This creates a powerful feedback loop of self-respect and momentum. You stop chasing the fleeting highs of external validation and start building the deep, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you are in command of yourself. If this is making sense to you and you're ready to stop letting the world hijack your focus, take a second to subscribe to the channel. We dig into these ideas every single week. And let me know in the comments, what's the one distraction you are committed to eliminating in 2026? Just writing it down makes it real. It's the first step. Principle 3. Practice. Voluntary discomfort. Build your resilience. Modern life is a temple built to the god of comfort. We have apps to bring us food, cars that practically drive themselves, and endless entertainment to numb any hint of boredom or unease. We've been trained to believe that discomfort is the enemy, something to be avoided at all costs. The Stoics had the exact opposite view. They knew that a mind that has only known comfort becomes weak, fragile, and terrified of hardship. A person who's never been cold will panic in a storm. A person who's never been hungry will be a slave to their appetite. As Epictetus taught, Strength doesn't come from reading about strength. It comes from putting in the reps, even when it's hard. That's why the Stoics deliberately practiced voluntary discomfort. This isn't about masochism or punishing yourself. It's a calculated training strategy to expand your comfort zone and domesticate your fears. It's about proving to yourself, in small, manageable doses, that you can handle way more than you think. Seneca would periodically live on basic food, sleep on the floor, or wear simple clothes, not because he enjoyed it, but to remind himself that he didn't need luxury to be content. He was vaccinating himself against the fear of loss. In 2026, you have to declare war on your addiction to ease. You have to recognize that the path to a stronger you runs directly through discomfort. So, how do you practice this? Start small, but be consistent. The goal is self-control, not suffering. Take a cold shower. The first 30 seconds are pure internal resistance. Your brain screams, "Stop, this is uncomfortable." By staying in, you are calmly telling your impulses, "I hear you, but I'm in charge here." Try intermittent fasting. Skip a meal. You won't starve. You'll simply experience hunger and realize it's just a signal, not a command. You prove to yourself that you are the master of your appetite, not its slave. Do that hard workout you've been putting off. When your mind says, "I'm tired," you say, "Great, let's go." Discipline creates motivation, not the other way around. Every time you voluntarily choose the harder path, you're casting a vote for a more disciplined, resilient version of yourself. You're rewiring your brain to stop treating discomfort like an emergency. And something magical happens when you do this regularly. The involuntary discomforts of life, the unexpected bill, the critical feedback, the sudden setback, they lose their power over you. You've been training for this. You know you can handle it. Your fear of discomfort is the cage that keeps you playing small. By voluntarily stepping out of it every day, you systematically dismantle that cage, one bar at a time, until you're free. Principle 4. Embrace simplicity and presence. The art of letting go. The modern world screams, accumulate. More friends, more followers, more stuff, more information, more experiences. The Stoic path goes in the opposite direction. It moves toward simplicity. It teaches that to become someone new, you first have to let go of the things that keep the old you alive. Growth requires sacrifice. This isn't just about getting rid of clutter in your house. It's about minimalism in your mind. It's about ruthlessly cutting away the unnecessary until only the essential remains. And what's essential? The Stoics would say things like self-control, clarity, courage, and purpose. Pretty much everything else is a distraction. We cling to our weaknesses and our complicated lives because they feel familiar. We define ourselves by our jobs, our things, our online personas. The Stoic asks, who are you when all of that is stripped away? What's left? Practicing simplicity is how you find that core self. This goes hand in hand with the vital practice of being present. The distracted mind is never really here. It's either agonizing over the past or getting anxious about the future. It's lost in a digital fog of what-ifs and if-onlys. Stoicism teaches us to bring our full attention to this moment, right now, because it's the only place life actually happens. It's the only place we have any power. How do you do this in 2026? First, practice subtraction. Look at your life and ask, what can I let go of? This could be a physical object you don't need, a subscription you don't use, a grudge you've been holding on to, or a commitment that no longer serves you. Seneca said we should live with less to gain more. more time, more freedom, more mental space. Don't be afraid to burn the bridges that lead back to a version of yourself you want to leave behind. Second, practice being present, the Stoic way. This doesn't have to be some formal meditation. It can be as simple as focusing entirely on the task at hand. When you're eating, just eat. Don't scroll on your phone. Actually taste your food. When you're walking, just walk. Feel your feet on the pavement. Notice the world around you. When you're talking to someone, give them your full, undivided attention. It's the greatest gift you can give. This practice trains your mind to stay where you put it. By embracing simplicity and presence, you declutter your life and your mind. You create space, and in that space, you find clarity. You start to hear your own voice again, separate from all the noise. You discover that your best life isn't about adding more, but about becoming more with less. Principle 5. Practice. Memento mori. Remember you will die. Of all the Stoic principles, this one is the most stark and the most powerful. Memento dolore. Remember you will die. In our culture, death is a taboo. We avoid it, we deny it, and we do everything we can to distract ourselves from the fact that it's coming for all of us. The Stoics did the exact opposite. They confronted mortality head-on. They used the constant awareness of death not as a source of fear, but as a powerful tool for focus, urgency, and gratitude. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. That one thought is an antidote to almost every trivial thing we worry about. Procrastinating on that big project? You could leave life right now. Holding a grudge against a loved one? You could leave life right now. Wasting your evening scrolling through meaningless content? You could leave life right now. Afraid to take a risk and chase your dream? You could leave life right now. The awareness of death clarifies your priorities like nothing else can. It sweeps away everything that doesn't matter. The fear of being judged, the desire for more followers, the sting of a minor insult, all of it just withers into nothing when you hold it up against the backdrop of your limited time here. So how do you use this to fuel your 2026 comeback? First, use it as a filter for your decisions. When you have a choice to make, ask yourself, if today were my last day, would this matter? Would I be proud of how I'm spending this moment? This question forces you to see what's truly important versus what just feels urgent. It pushes you to stop waiting for the right time and to act now. Second, use it to cultivate gratitude. The very fact that you are here, right now, with the ability to think, to love, to create, it's a miracle. It's a temporary gift. By remembering this will all end, you can learn to appreciate the simple fact of being alive. You can find joy, not just in the big events, but in the ordinary fabric of daily life. A cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, the feeling of the sun on your skin. Death is what gives life its meaning and its beauty. Memento mori isn't about being gloomy. It's the ultimate call to action. It's the urgent whisper in your ear. Do not wait. Do not squander this. The clock is ticking. Live. Let this be the fire that burns away your excuses and lights your path in 2026. This is your life. It's happening right now. Don't miss it. In 2026, the world isn't going to stop screaming for your attention. The distractions will only get smarter. The noise will only get louder. The temptation to live a scattered, reactive life will be stronger than ever. But now, you have a blueprint. You know how to build that psychological fortress. It starts with the dichotomy of control, reclaiming your energy by focusing only on what's yours to command. You'll find freedom by marrying the process, not the outcome. You'll build resilience by practicing voluntary discomfort, proving to yourself every day that you're stronger than your craving for ease. You'll find clarity by embracing simplicity, letting go of what doesn't matter to make room for what does. And you'll live with urgency and purpose by remembering memento mori, that this time is finite, and this life is a gift not to be wasted. This isn't a quick fix. It's a daily practice, a moment-to-moment commitment to commanding your own mind. It's about choosing discipline over distraction, character over comfort, and action over anxiety. 2026 won't be your comeback year because the calendar changed. It will be your comeback year because you changed, because you decided to stop outsourcing your attention and started investing it in yourself, because you chose to silence the world and finally listen to that quiet, powerful voice within. The work starts now, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, pick one of these principles and apply it today. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single, deliberate step. Thanks for spending your time here today. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And for more on using ancient wisdom to navigate the modern world, make sure you're subscribed. Now go and begin the work of building the life you were meant to live. The new year is waiting.